Welcome to Top 10 Archive. Wet the tea and stop acting the maggot. We're sucking the diesel now as we venture through the North Atlantic island of Ireland. For this lucky installment, we're stopping off at the Emerald Isle, tossing back a pint of gat, and reveling in the country's natural beauty. Number 10. Fame of the Irish. Fame spreads from all over the world, but Hollywood and the music industry has Ireland to thank for some of its brightest stars. You wouldn't know it from most of his roles, but pretty boy Colin Farrell was born in Castleknock, Ireland. Joining him from the land of saints and scholars is the former face of Agent 007, Pierce Brosnan, Harry Potter actress Ivana Lynch, U2 frontman Bono, and unforgettable novelists like Bram Stoker, Oscar Wilde, and Jonathan Swift. Let us also not forget actor Michael Gambon, UFC fighter Conor McGregor, WWE wrestlers Sheamus and Becky Lynch, and YouTube's own gaming heartthrob Jacksepticeye. Number 9. Irish Inventions. It probably comes as no surprise that the first written account of whiskey was in Ireland, circa the Irish annals of Clonmacnoise in 1405. But the country should be recognized for far more than its contributions to the alcohol industry, though Guinness does deserve a mention. Ireland's own Robert Boyle contributed facets of chemistry still recognized today, such as Boyle's Law, which states gas pressure and volume adversely affect one another. I know that one to be true. I ate way too much last night, and talk about adverse gas pressure. Now that's chemistry. Other great contributions include Samuel O'Reilly's modification of Thomas Edison's electric pen into a tattoo needle, the Brennan torpedo, early color photography, and the first U.S. and Royal Navy submarines. Number 8. Irish cuisine. When St. Patrick's Day rolls around, some countries, looking at you United States, revert to one common staple, corned beef and cabbage. The irony being that corned beef and cabbage actually stems heavily from the New York City's Jewish community, who introduced it to the working-class Irish. It may be time to replace that perfect pairing with something a bit more authentic, such as Irish soda bread, dulse, blah, potato farls, crew beans, black pudding, skirts and kidneys, boxty, or coddle. To follow these fine cuisines up, Irish whiskey or coffee cake, apple amber, or a carrageen pudding would be delightful sweet treats. Number 7. Tourist attractions of Ireland. Ireland is a beautiful country of vast greenery, but there is far more to ogle than its entrancing fields of green. One of the country's most notable landmarks and tourist destinations is the Blarney Stone, a block of limestone integrated into a tower of the Blarney Castle in Blarney, Ireland in 1446. Legend has it that those that successfully kiss the stone are bestowed with the gift of gab and an unimpeded skill of flattery and eloquent speech. But Irish tourism is about more than just kissing stones, as it also offers the beautiful River Shannon, the impressive St. Finbarr's Cathedral, dozens upon dozens of castles, and also the home of the Guinness Storehouse. Number 6. Ireland Wildlife. To those of you stuck in stereotypes, know that Ireland is more than just leprechauns and beer. It's a beautiful country, home to its own sustainable ecosystem filled with majestic creatures and critters. Naturalists, break out your cameras so you can get some beauty shots of the harbor porpoise, gray seal, red fox, peregrine falcon, red deer, basking shark, and bottlenose dolphin. Arachnophobes will certainly enjoy the zebra, wolf, and raft spiders, right? Well, if not, Ireland is also home to the brown long-eared bat and Leisler's bat, who can take care of the eight-legged population. And anyone suffering from ophidiophobia can take solace. Snakes don't exist in the wild in Ireland. You can only find them in private homes as pets or in a zoo. Number 5. Irish folklore. They've been the subject of horror movies, danced around in our cereal, and have even terrorized the small neighborhood of Crichton in Mobile, Alabama. But what do we really know about these miniature fables? Leprechauns can be traced back to several origins, the most fun of those being the 18th century Lutrapan, a water sprite that over time became synonymous with fairies that haunted cellars and enjoy libations. Another version links leprechauns to Leithbrochen, or shoemakers, as their appearance in folklore is often that of cobblers and not gold-wielding dancing fairies, though legend says they do guard ancient treasures. Catch one and it's said to barter immense wealth for freedom. Number 4. Irish influence on Samhain. Try to search for the origin of Halloween and you'll find yourself lost in a snaking labyrinth of websites with conflicting information. One such stop-off on your journey for the truth is the Festival of Samhain, a Gaelic festival that celebrated the end of the harvest season. The first link between Halloween to Samhain is the date, as Samhain starts at sunset on October 31st and ends at sunset on November 1st. Additionally, the Irish mythos that indicates that the festival occurred during a time when doorways to the other side were open and the dead were free to roam the earth helped strengthen the connection. Over time and through Christian and Roman Catholic influence, Samhain slowly became integrated into Halloween tradition. Number 3. Tailteann Games. 28 years after the very first Olympic Games took place, the Irish Free State reinstituted an ancient event that dates back as far as 1600 BC. The Tailteann Games started as a funeral ritual, purportedly conceived by Irish deity Lugh Lamfada, who sought an elaborate ceremony for his deceased foster mother, Tailtiu. The games began with the honoring of the deceased, followed by proclamation of laws, and finally a series of physical games including boxing, archery, running, hurling, and long jump. In 1924, 1928, and 1932, the Gaelic Athletic Association revived the games, which now live on in an annual interprovincial competition hosted by the Athletics Association of Ireland. Number 2. Easter Rising. Easter week 1916. While families all over celebrated the resurrection of Christ, Irish rebel forces took arms against the British Army to turn Ireland into its own republic. On April 24, 1916, Easter Monday, a force of approximately 1,200 rebels took control of key points in Dublin, setting up headquarters at the General Post Office. A 5-day-long skirmish between the British soldiers, who were also engaged in World War I, and Irish rebels yielded a casualty count of 466 soldiers and civilians before Patrick Pearse, Director of Military Organization for the rebels, issued an order of surrender. Though considered a loss, Easter Rising sparked the fire for Irish nationalists that led to the 1919 Irish War of Independence. Number 1. Irish War of Independence. Post-Easter Rising, the Irish Republican Party of Sinn Féin was formed in 1917 and took office after the 1918 election. It took only 1 month for the party to establish Dáil Éireann, the Assembly of Ireland, and on January 21, 1919, declared independence from the British. On that same day, soldiers of the Irish Republican Army shot members of the Great Britain-run Royal Irish Constabulary, inciting the conflict over Ireland's independence. The war continued for nearly 2.5 years, with combat ceasing on July 11, 1921, under a truce that led to peace talks and the eventual creation of the Anglo-Irish Treaty on December 6, 1921. In January of 1922, British forces began evacuating Southern Ireland, allowing the Irish Free State to stand on its own. Do you have an idea for a future Top 10 video? Let us know in the comments section below, and be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, top10archive.net. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with all of your family and friends.